Since 2002, the LPGA Tour has been coming to Korea, and again in 2021 we return to the LPGA International Busan course in the southeast corner of the Republic of Korea for round 4 of the BMW Ladies Championship. The course is a tree-lined parkland-style layout with a par of 72 with wide fairways in the landing zone in particular. But the fun begins on the greens, and there are some interesting pin positions today that will test out some of the best players in the world in this final round. Hi everybody, Warren Smith, Ewan Porter and Kate Burton taking you through the final round of one of the biggest events on the LPGA Tour, with this co-sanctioned tournament giving the regulars on the Korean LPGA Tour the chance to showcase their golf games. Nobody has done that better than Hee Jong Lim, the 21-year-old who led by 4 shots after 54 holes. They're making their way around the front 9 as we speak, to even 9s of par 36, to 3s, to 5s on each 9, and all the action begins around about the 15th in particular. That certainly was a roller coaster ride for many of our field so far this week. Top temperature expected today of 20 degrees Celsius, expected to be sunny throughout the afternoon, just a light westerly breeze, maybe turning north to the northeast as we make our way through this final round. As we said, it's a very big tournament. $2 million total in prize money, $300,000 for the winner, and for one of the KLPGA stars, potentially Hee Jong Lim, a win could seal a card to go full-time on next year's LPGA Tour, or in fact could take up a card immediately and play the last 2 events coming up in Florida as this season comes to an end in 2021 on the LPGA Tour. It is great to be back in Korea. We have so many stars of the game in attendance this week. 6 of the world's top 10, and there is the 18th green waiting for our final groups to come around today, where all the drama happened 2 years ago here between Hana Zhang and Danielle Kang, who was once again very much in the mix here on day 4 in Busan. Ewan, great to be alongside you for what should be a very exciting day.
Yes, absolutely, Warren. As we take a look at the feature groups today in the final round, Arya Jatanagarn starting her round at 8 under par, Ju Young Pak at 8 under par, and Han Sol-ji at 7 under par.
The West Australian Hannah Green is there at -9, needs a low score today to be in the mix. Jennifer Song also in that group with A. Lim Kim.
Da Yeon Lee, a great finish to her 3rd round. She's playing alongside Hee Young Park and Lydia Ko.
One of the stars of the tour is Inji Chun, Alison Lee and Moria Jatanagarn there as well. The second last group features 3 in-form players.
Yes, Hei Ran Yu, Danielle Kang and Min Ji Lee.
And our final group, there is the leader, Hee Jong Lim, 21 years of age, looking for a victory which will catapult her potentially onto the LPGA Tour. She says that is her mission, playing alongside one of her heroes today in Jin Young Ko, and also another of the domestic Korean players in Na Rin Ah. We find ourselves with our live coverage beginning at the par 3-6, and here is Hee Jong Lim, Kate, who has made 5 straight pars to begin her final round.
Been screaming consistency for Hee Jong Lim. Catch me if you can, the overnight leader by 4. This is another opportunity, and this time she's taken full advantage. It's the first birdie of the day. There's players lining up behind her, though. It's not going to be easy with the world-class field stacked just behind her, only a couple of shots back, but she's looking very calm and composed.
Well, she is known as the Stone Buddha, and her ball striking has been absolutely phenomenal the first 3 days. She's only missed 1 fairway, 6 greens in regulation. She hasn't had a bogey through 60 holes of this championship. And Na Rin An, Warren, great start to her final round.
Gives herself a chance here by moving to 16 under par. Another good look at birdie. Loves to leave the flag in and made plenty yesterday with that method. This one just sliding past the right edge, so it'll be a regulation par 3 at the downhill Island Green 6th. But it is very much game on. Jin Young Ko already 3 under through her round. Narin Ahn a couple under par as well to be at 16 under. Hee Jong Lim just giving herself a little bit of breathing room as they head towards the par 4 7th.
The sizzling player on the golf course this morning. Birdies on 2, 3 and 4. She is the world number 2, Jin Young Ko. This to stay at 17 under, just 1 off the pace.
A double there for Ko, as you mentioned, Kate.
Yeah, I didn't think about
the Rolex rankings behind Nelly Porter. And very much the chance here today. Hot start has her on the heels of Hee Jong Lim as we go ahead to In-Ji Chun.
Uphill par 4 7th hole. In-Ji Chun 3 under on the round through 6 holes. This is a par putt though, 12 feet. A little bit to her left. Didn't move. She was only 3 strokes behind our leader, Hee Jong Lim, standing on the tee, now 5 behind.
Just a light smattering of clouds around the area here, just beyond the East China Sea. We're only about a kilometre or so from the water. Most bogey-free rounds this season. In-Ji Chun leads the way with 11. Paddy Tavatanakit having this week off has 8 with Lydia Ko, Danielle Kang, Lexi Thompson also not here this week. Leona Maguire there with Shi Yu Lin also 7 times this season. They've gone bogey-free. Today, our leader, Hee Jong Lim, has tried to make it 4 in 4 rounds here to put herself in some pretty good company as well for players who have done that. The most recent, of course, is the player she's playing with today in Jin Young Ko, who went 114 holes at one stage back in 2019, including a victory bogey-free. That's an amazing streak.
Isn't it ever? She actually surpassed Tiger Woods' world record of 110 holes with that statistic. So you go 114 holes without dropping a shot, you're obviously going to put yourself in contention quite a bit, which she has done.
Here we are, on the par 4 7th. Number of holes in this Reece Jones designed layout, bending from right to left, and slight dogleg here. A driving exhibition along with everything else from our leader Hee Jong Lim so far this week.
Well, we just touched upon it at the top of our broadcast, Warren. In her statistics, you would almost go as far as saying it's not only world class, it could be as good a statistics as we've seen in the history of the game of golf, only missing 1 fairway, 6 greens, 100% out of the bunkers and 28 putts per round as we look at the 7th hole from above, Kate.
Yeah, it's just, you couldn't write them better, could you? I mean, I suppose the only consolation is she's missed 1 fairway that gives the chasing pack some hope, but she's had a lot of good drive up here on 7. And where the pin is today, it's on that front right-hand corner, so it's only 8 paces on. So if you can take it down the left side of fraction, that will open up the approach and there's a better angle from which to attack.
Unfortunately, no fans in attendance this week. There's a handful of people, corporate connections who are on the course, but very much just a handful as Jin Young Ko stands over this tee shot at 7. Of course, the COVID-19 pandemic still affecting sport right around the world, but it's great to be in action once again here in Korea. Reaches for the tee, that one down the left-hand side, no problem there for Jin Young Ko. It is fascinating seeing Hee Jong Lim playing alongside Jin Young Ko today. Jin Young Ko, as we mentioned, the CP Women's Open back in 2019, managed to go to 72 holes without making a bogey. Going back to 1998, McMahon did that. Jackie Gallagher-Smith in 1999. The great Annika Sorenstam herself in 2003. Inbee Park did it in 2015. Sunju Ahn also in 2015 at the Toto Women's Japan Classic as well. It is rarefied company she's keeping at this point in time, our leader, Hee Jong Lim. Here's Min Ji Lee.
Down the slope for birdie at the 7th. Hit the hole. Settle down. Winds are quickening on this Sunday afternoon. Perfect conditions. Hardly a zephyr of breeze. Min Ji Lee. Got to think, when she won the Amundi Evian Championship, she came from 7 behind in the final round to win in a sudden death playoff. She's currently 12 under. The pace is 19, so she is 7 shots behind, but running out of holes. So going to take a miracle, but we know what a game she has, Minji.
Well, it has been something of the year of the comeback year.
Yeah, 5 LPGA winners this season have trailed by 4 or more shots entering the final round. And remember, Hee Jong Lim did take a 4-stroke lead into this final round. Ran Yu. Remember yesterday playing the 15th hole, she was 8 under par for the round, 16 under for the tournament, on her way to a potential course record, and struggled coming in. Nice. And that's her first birdie since the 14th hole yesterday to get to 14 under par, but currently trailing by 5 strokes.
Seems to be her range. The longer the putt, the more she likes it.
Twice from off the green yesterday. It was an incredible display with the flat stick.
Coming back up the hill here for par, Min Ji Lee. There's a nice confident stroke from long range to salvage her par. Alongside Danielle Kang. Warmer today, as we said. Top was around about 19 or 20 degrees Celsius. A number of players in skirts early on in the week, especially in round 1. It was wet, cool, cold, in fact. Very gloomy on day 1. Tough, trying conditions for all of the players. And they got around in fine style, in particular, Henry R. 64. About her chances coming into this final round with Danielle Kang. There'll be some sort of back 9 though. Here she is 5 shots back, trying to at least emulate what she did last year by tying for the lead after 72 holes and then beaten in that 3-hole playoff, as it turned out, against Hana Jiang.
Well, remember they finished the tournament in 2019 at 19 under par. That is the tournament record, and that's where Hee Jong Lim stands right now. So no on the way to breaking or perhaps shattering that record. As we look at Na Rinan playing a second shot up the hill off an uphill lie into 7. What a golf shot. Already a couple under par on her round, Kate. A great chance there for another one.
Well, looking for her 3rd win on the KLPGA Tour. Would be the first one on the LPGA. This player, though, no huge amount of experience when it comes to picking up tournaments around the world. 21 in total, 10 of those on the LPGA Tour. She's going about it just the right way in this final round. 2 back. What is that?
Those rangefinders there for Hee Jong Lim to contemplate. She is 19 under, 2 clear of Jin Young Ko. Narin Ahn, 1 back. It's our final group, and they are the 3 leaders respectively. Good distance once again, getting closer all the time. Another look for birdie coming up for our leader by 2, and Hee Jong Lim, who, going back to last week's event on the Korean LPGA Tour, was bogey-free for the last 15 holes of that event in round 4. here she is now through almost 3.5 rounds this week. It's an amazing streak she has going. And the tournament scoring records, well, they now belong, there's 4 of them there, tied at 64. With Danielle Kang, Narin An, Jin Young Ko and Han Sol Ji. Again yesterday, adding a 64 to the tally. 36-hole record belongs at 133, Narin An and Hee Jong Lim. 54 holes, of course, Hee Jong Lim now. Ended the day at 18 under par. 72 holes, well, we dare say the 269 of Han Ah Jang and Danielle Kang, as you mentioned, Ewan, will be eclipsed, you would think, here this afternoon. Now, after that, as we said, almost half-pie shank in Ji Chun, wrong side of the hole here with her forward, having to play away flag. All she can do is knock it onto the front left corner and have that long putt coming across the slope to birdie here at 15. We didn't see that second shot coming.
No, it came out of nowhere, got very, very lucky. Could have been hitting a provisional and racking up a 7 or an 8, but at least walk away with no damage done.
Well, it is a real tussle at the top between these two players, Jin Young Ko and Hee Jong Lim. Advantage now back in the corner. The Hee Jong Lim, who has a very makeable birdie to get back to 21 under par. Now all of a sudden, Jin Young Ko, who has been so self-assured in this round, she is 7 under for the round. That's 7 under through 13 holes. Flew the green here at 14. And this will certainly get her attention. It's going to be quick.
Downhill, and I guess in some ways, unsurprisingly, elected to take the putter, but just has to get it going with enough speed through the fringe. Not chasing too hard. Flag perched just above a ridge here at 14, but that is very, very well done.
Oh, it's brilliantly played, and might have been wondering why she putted it, but as you said, not a great lie. Hits it a little bit too hard. It's 40 feet down the other side. Great improvisation and really, really well done.
That's so clever to hit a shot like that when you're going over 3 different lengths of grass as well. To know how that's going to release.
Hee Jong Lim has to cool her heels while Narin An lines up her birdie putt with a short one to come for potentially one of our co-leaders once again in Lim. Here is Danielle Kang, second at the par 5 15th. On that right-hand side, not a bad play. To take the water out of play with her third, with that pin tucked on the right-hand side. A skinny angle, but it does take the water, you would think, out of play for her approach.
This is the hole the boy Aaron Yu undone yesterday, made a double bogey 7. It's okay, good angle.
Got through a lot of grapes over the last couple of days. Motored through most of a bag here once again in round 4. Min Ji Lee. Kang and Yu just playing for position. She'll be over there with Aaron Yu. Play her third at the 15th. Back to 14 we go, and from just 2 feet. Jin Young Ko, top of the leaderboard once again, 21 under par. Bogey 3 still, she makes birdie at 14. Hee Jong Lim will not go away. 21-year-old against one of her heroes from the LPGA Tour. Jin Young Ko, 26 years of age, with already so many victories around the world to her tally. And this is now a tremendous two-player race for the title in Busan.
It's a long putt for In Ji Chun at 15. And that needs to keep on going. It's trying. So work to do for In Ji to walk away with a par. 5 under today. It's rounds of 65, 69 and 70 over the first 3 days for In Ji. She's certainly had her chances. Needed to shoot lights out today. Nearly a course record to be in the reckoning still. Very solid. It's not going to be enough.
Let's go ahead to A Lim Kim. There's another birdie putt here at 17. Sitting at 16 under, 7 under on her round. Last year's US Open champion. Standing tall here on Sunday, showing the local fans watching on TV around Korea, of course, and 5 under on her back 9 as well, with the 18th to come. What a display it has been for another of the young Koreans. Just on the rise in the women's game around the world. Back to In Ji Chun, who was dressed for a dinner and a show, perhaps afterwards. If only she was out of bubble life. Bow tie on. Cufflinks once again. Always a picture. A terrific birdie here at the par 5 15th, 17 under. Par rub. What am I saying? Of course, she was in trouble with her second shot. This is the port city of Busan on the East China Sea. And in 2030, it'll be home to the World Expo. It'll be some big week in 9 years to come. With the breeze light, hardly a ripple on the water in the port itself. History has been made here over the decades. Untouched by the Korean War was Busan, one of only 2 cities in Korea to go through that situation some 70 years ago now. It was built up into a modern metropolis of just under 4 million people. The metropolitan area in Busan will be, as we said, the sights, fireworks exploding in 2030 for the World Expo. Something to look forward to, as well as the International Film Festival. Annual events in Busan here in Korea. All the stars of stage and screen gather here at stages to ply their trade, show their new films, impress international buyers from around the world. They've been very successful in recent times as well with their filmmaking in Korea. Who's going to be most successful today? Just up the road here at the LPGA International Busan. Hee Jong Lim and Jin Young Ko now 4 clear of the field. At 15, this is Min Ji Lee with her 3rd shot.
That flag perched precariously on the right-hand side, only 4 paces from the right edge, so no surprise to see Min Ji Lee playing safely left of the flag.
Ran Yu, just a little wedge in the hand and a much better outcome she's hoping for than what unravelled yesterday. It was that double bogey 7. The pin hugging the right-hand side of the fairway, so a conservative approach. It's for birdie though, for you. 28 winner. celebrity Invitational for a win this year on the LPGA Tour. Kang plays with plenty of celebrities as well. Here's Danielle at the 14th, going right at it.
Thought she was going to make a run today, Danielle King. Just the 130, less pars.
Yeah, a bit of a slow Saturday and Sunday for a runner-up from 2 years ago. At the 16th, the par 3, In-Ji Chun, the hole-in-one, can win the 745 LE behind her.
Well, it's a very accessible flag, 29 on, 10th on the left. There's a ridge short of the hole that ball will feed towards the hole. It's all over the flag, 7 iron.
Not sure if it's her honour. Renegades turn.
Perfect shot.
And instead, Alison says, no, tell you what, I'll have a break instead.
Just with an 8 iron in hand, Alison Lee. Good iron player. You can just see that slope propelling the ball towards the back edge. It's actually a 7 iron for Lee.
Now that breeze stiffening here this afternoon in Busan. No surprise as it has done over the past 3 days as well. One extra bat there to get to the par 3. Now, up against the card path and the lead from the grain as well is our co-leader in Jin Young Ko.
Having a bit of a think about this to get the best lie possible. Let's see if you can't drop it nearer the hole. We'll come back to that.
Yes, because Jong Lim, has missed her 2nd fairway for the week.
Well, the good thing about being here is it should take the water left out of play because the ball shouldn't curve too much out of here.
She's back on track now, boys. It's breaking news, isn't it, if she misses the fairway?
It is. Stop the presses. Lim misses the fairway.
A game with which you are not familiar.
Jin Young Ko a long way down there again. Maybe a little bit of car path action once more down the left-hand side. We've seen that a few times over the past couple of days here at 15.
Yeah, Danielle Kang yesterday, remember she reached the green in 2, beneficiary of ball bouncing about 50, 60 yards along that cart path. But it's not so bad here, Kate, being in the rough because you can take a shorter club in laying it up. And as we know, the ball doesn't curve too much out of the rough. So realistically, it should take the water both sides out of play.
Yeah, she's one of the straightest players on tour as well. So it's slightly below her feet. Play it as a par 5. Go in with a full wedge for your 3rd. Don't bring that difficulty into play.
Maybe in the right half, a few gas for the fans behind Jin Young Ko. Similar angle to what we saw from Danielle Kang just a moment ago.
She's one of those players where the heartbeat doesn't get too pumped up, but very, very self-assured.
Up at the green, a run you. This for birdie. Oh, thank you very much. She is the long bomber of the LPGA International layout this week.
and a mere 3 strokes better on that hole than yesterday.
Yes. Double bogey 7 for her yesterday after finding the water on the right-hand side as opposed to the left-hand side, which has brought many others undone this week. Lydia Ko, what a pace she's been setting here on Sunday. 16 under, this for birdie at 17. The pace there to hold its line. We'll tap in there for a 4 at 17. 1 hole to play. She is 7 under on today's round. And on track for a 65, maybe a 64 if she could produce a 3 at the last. With the pin today tucked back right behind the bunkers at 18. It won't be easy to get close there. Day on lead.
Yet another birdie for Dion Lee, who's ripping up the golf course on this final Sunday. Seventh birdie of the day, and she rattled that one home. I think the hole was there to stop it. Excellent 3 on 17, 1 hole remaining.
Playing the 14th hole yesterday, she was outside the top 30. That moves her into a share of 3rd.
16. 7-9, just fractionally long for Alison Lee. Got more than a chance. That looked like it was in from a long way out. 2 at 16. Oh, the American. Birdies, thick and fast. You wouldn't know there's all this pressure on Sunday, the way they play birdies around here. They've been some tough pins as well.
They certainly have. That moves Alison Lee to a share of 9th. She has not had a top 10 for 5 years on the LPGA Tour, so a big week for Lee.
Narin Arm back at 15. Slightly away from the flag, and not much speed there on her 3rd shot. That'll feed away as well. Downslope, the back right section on the green, par 5. This is where the interest is. Jong Lim, Jin Young Ko tied at the top. 21 under par. Good angle here for Lim.
Ball slightly above her feet. It's not going to be favourable for where the flag is on the right-hand side, so she's going to draw it away from the flag. Get a smart shot, safe shot. Where she's putting, that is an opportunity for a birdie.
Just using that ridge through the middle of the green to fit it closer to the flag. Such control on the distance again on those iron shots. It's been an exhibition. I know we've said that today earlier on, but what a clinic she has put on. And from the right side of the fairway, coming over the corner of the wetlands here, the penalty area, Kate. Not the best angle to Jin Young Ko.
It's not, but she's such a confident player that she just goes pin seeking every single time. Playing incredibly aggressive golf today, 7 under par through 14 holes. Zero in once again. Right on line.
Maybe just inside. John Lee was the first putt of the 2 there, so it's a match play situation now. And maybe being first to putt isn't such a bad thing if you can put the pressure back on the other player.
Yes, that's a good point. At this point in time, I have to agree with you there. Just a wedge in hand. That was not easy to go straight at the flag there. So much trouble lurking on the right-hand side.
Well, taking a look at that list we brought you earlier on as far as bogey-free winners on the LPGA Tour over the last 30 seasons. Meg Mallon back in 19, 98 at the Starbank Classic. Jackie Gallagher-Smith, Annika Sorensen in 2003. NB Park, Sun Ju-an and Jin Young Ko. And we're on track should Hee Jong Lim win here today and remain bogey-free, which he has done now since the fourth hole of the final round of her previous event, the LPGA Tour. She could make it 4 Koreans in a row to do exactly that after Jin Young Ko was the most recent back in 2019.
But could she be the first to be bogey-free and not win? Because Jin Young Ko firmly stands in her way.
That's going to be a tricky one for Hae-Ran Yu. Obviously a very awkward stance, but not a great lie either. This was earlier, 16th, In Ji Chun for a birdie.
He's playing the same group as Hae-Ran Yu and Daniel King. Stand by. Was going in the whole way until right at the hole. Did a left turn, put the blinker on.
Great try.
Come on now. Can't roll them any better than that and not make it. He said off for a dinner and a show after the event. The bow tie on. Looks terrific, doesn't she? As always.
And she's firmly in the media spotlight as well in South Korea. Her fans would have been outside the golf club once again today. The Flying Dumbos, they are called.
To the drum here at 15. Arim An just off the back edge. Just a bit of elevation change between herself and the flag here. From right to left around the pin. Nicely done. Level 5 though for the player who's been in pursuit, watching on to this battle between Jin Young Ko and Hee Jong Lim in the final group today. She's had her chances but just hasn't been able to maintain the same sort of pace, especially that of Jin Young Ko. She's at 17 under. Here's Arm. And we have birdie putts coming up for our co-leaders.
Well, if you're Hee Jong Lim starting out today with a 4-shot lead, you're bogey-free through 14 holes, 3 under par for the round. You wouldn't think that you wouldn't still have the lead, but that's the situation we're in. We'll go up to 16, excuse me, and Hae-Ran Yu. This is very, very awkward here, Kate.
Not an easy stance. Ball will be well above her feet. It's going to be a little bit quick as well, so hopefully it comes off the club face well. Really visualising where that ball is going to land and let it trickle out down towards the hole. They've got such good short games, these players. Spend hours chipping from around the greens. But this will test her.
Yeah, the ball above her feet, so much grass surrounding the golf ball. Very, very easy to chunk this one, only 2 or 3 feet in front of you. Very important to accelerate through. Don't help it that it is downhill.
Aggressive with that one, trying to get it through the upright zoysia grass and rolls it about 8 feet past the cup. What will it do there for par for Hae-Ran Yu? Long birdie putt coming up here at 16. $2 million total in prize money this week. And the greater share of it will be decided between Jin Young Ko and Hee Jong Lim. It's Ko first to putt here at 15 for bird. Ooh, had a good look, and about halfway I think she thought she might have made it.
It's one of few greens that slope from front to back. You don't see that too often. You saw how fast Jin Young Ko's putt was coming down the hill.
Par putt to make for Jin Young Ko. This is Hee Jong Lim. This also for birdie to take a one-shot lead with 3 to play beyond this. Downhill, right to left. The way she's rolled them this week, almost an even money chance to make it. In 20 feet. Has a chance. Yes, you can. What a putt by Hee Jong Lim.
And the first fist pump we've seen this week.
What a crucial time to make a birdie. Seizes back control of the tournament, a one-shot lead. Wowzers, this is great golf. How impressive is this battle between two of the very best in the game?
Started the day with a 4-shot lead. Was joined and then passed by Jin Young Ko playing alongside her, who now has this, a bit more pressure on this suddenly for par for our one-time outright leader.
A little bit smaller.
Just inside right. Nicely done. She's now one back though with 3 to play. Par 3, 16th, and the closing par 4 is at 17 and 18. As it was last year, a playoff between Hana Zhang and Danielle Kang. Playoff very much a chance here now. Hee Jong Lim just one clear. Jin Young Ko suddenly is the chaser after being the chased. What a response it has been from Hee Jong Lim over the past couple of holes.
Oh, it's super impressive. And I mean, Hee Jong Lim with so much to play for today, an LPGA Tour card at stake, and she's playing with the hottest player in the world of golf at the moment and someone who she idolises. It would have been very easy to wilt her under the pressure, and she's done anything but.
Phenomenal golf at the top of the leaderboard. You expected no less today on Sunday here in Busan. One stop only in the Asian swing in Korea this year for the LPGA Tour, given everything happening as far as the COVID-19 pandemic is concerned, and they have it between themselves. Jin Young Ko and Hee Jong Lim. They're out in front. Marina Alex, Charlie Hull, and Sol G there at 11 under par. All of these players in the clubhouse. Maury Tutanagan still with a couple to play, is it also at -11. Only even par today. She's had a host of players go past her in this birdie fest around Busan. Boutia won just 3 weeks ago on the LPGA Tour. She's at 9 under in the clubhouse. Closing 70. Ji Hyun Kim and Jennifer Song has one to play. Likewise, Hannah Green. Those two playing in the 5th final group today on Sunday here. Carlotta Saganda, former winner on the Asian swing in Korea. Esther Henselite, saw plenty of her on day one. 71 today, 1 under to finish at 7 under for the tournament, along with Hyo-Joo Kim and Hyun Kyung Park. So Yeon Yu has been around a number of years now, multiple time winner and in fact major champion on the LPGA Tour. Former winner in the desert at the ANA Inspiration. 67 today to vault herself up the leaderboard. And in bead par, never really got it going. Actually, with the putter on day one, she had a couple of very short misses. Don't see too many of those from NB. She finishes with a 70 to be 6 under through her 4 rounds of work here in Korea this week.
It's amazing when you think about it, her ability to stay in the game. Hee Jeong Lim, who has the lead. Let's check out Hey Ran Yu, as this is for par on the 16th to remain at 17 under. There is a fight for third place. It's between her, A Lim Kim, and Da Yeon Lee.
A lot of players leaving the flag in this week. Where are you on flag in and flag out, Ewan?
Don't mind it left in if I've got a significantly downhill putt, but I'm a bit old school. I prefer the visual of having the flag out.
Staring at the flag and with the lead, Hee Jeong Lim, 22 under par. And we'll all be surprised if she capped it off by making an ace and taking the car as well as potentially a victory this week, given the week she has had. 3 holes away from going bogey 3 for the tournament. It's unbelievable.
It's just so unflappable. Like I said, she has more at stake than Jin Young Ko does, trying to earn a way onto the LPGA Tour, but not taking anything away from Jin Young Ko's performance, looking for her 4th victory in 7 events. She too with a 7-iron, trying to draw one in there.
Big moment for a big-time player. Might have turned this over. Long and left is the miss, just off the back edge. And after we saw her putting back down the slope not that long ago at 14, it might be a similar scenario here for our one-time leader. Let's go to the closing hole, the 18th here. Hannah Green standing by. You can see the flag today tucked on this lower level. Up here above the slope is A Lim Kim. And down the hill,
A good feeling about this one, Warren. It's for a 10th birdie of the round.
oh, your feelings, that crystal ball. He sensed there was something happening. What a finish. Last year's US Open champion, she equals the course record with a 64, the 5th player to do so around this LPGA International Busan layout.
And she's done it with a double bogey. 10 birdies and a double bogey.
Races into the top 5, currently tied for 3rd with Da Yeon Lee, In Ji Chun, Ha Ran Yu and Na Rin An, all of them at 17 under. One off the back of the green. This is Jennifer Song. Very quick from the back edge. Oh, riding that home around the 18th.
It's great to hear some atmosphere around the golf course. The BMW patrons, a wonderful hospitality unit framing the back of this 18th hole. Solid tournament, another one for Jennifer Song, 9 under. It's going to be a good paycheck. Still searching for her first win on tour, but happy with her performance nonetheless as she gives A Kim a hug.
Now Hannah Green. Shadows of the grandstand. Nice 4 rounds for Hannah Green. Without being spectacular. 68, 72, 67, 73 today. 1 over while everybody else is shooting 5, 6, 7. Or in the case of Hae Lim Kim, 8 under par. clear the way at the 18th. There is drama to come. Back on 16, this fight for the lead between Hee Jong Lim and Jin Young Ko. Look down in the corner, the northeast corner of the back nine here in Busan. The 11th green there, the 12th tee, 15th green to the right-hand side as well. This is the race to the CME Globe standings. Nelly Corder, world number one clear of the world number two. Jin Young Ko, just 20 rankings points between them. Patty Tavatanakit is there in third place, and all the big names in the world game are there. Lydia Ko, Inbee Park, Area Jatanagan, Min Ji Lee, Nasa Hatawoka. I'm sure we'll see Nasa back in action next week, or rather next tournament in 3 weeks' time. The Pelican Women's Championship in the second week of November, followed by the CME Group Tour Championship itself in Naples in Florida. Narin up. She must feel like she has a prime position on the water in Sydney Harbour on New Year's Eve while the fireworks have been going off around her.
Well, she's also in position, Kate, to shoot 4 rounds in the 60s, and really, she's only going to come close to winning. 5 shots behind.
Her scoring has been so good. It's going to be a quick putt this for Narinan. And she got the pace. It's not as quick as you thought it was going to be. So that's going to be a tap-in for Arn. Leaves the door open for the two contenders at the top. Hee Jong Lim, Jin Young Ko, putts from opposite sides of the hole. Lim with a 1-stroke advantage. But in the blink of an eye, we all know how quickly fortunes can change.
It's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be interesting to see who plays first here, Kate. But Jin Young Ko looks like she'll be first to go, so an opportunity perhaps to put the pressure back on Hee Jong Lim, but not going to be easy to judge the pace here, coming out of the first cut through the fringe and then onto the putting surface.
No, but she was brilliant a couple of holes ago, and she putted over 3 different putting surfaces to gimme range. And so the putting has been exquisite by Jin Young Ko, certainly after the first day, where she stumbled out of the starting blocks, but then came firing back. 21 under par she is for the championship. This to get to 22 under. The door is open for Hee Jong Lim. 3 for Ko. Lim has this birdie opportunity to take a 2-stroke advantage with 2 holes remaining.
Just as impressive as her greens in regulation statistics this week for Hee Jong Lim, Warren Smith's pointed it out on multiple occasions. Her distance control on her iron shots has just been terrific, and we'll get back to 16 shortly. We'll move up to 17. Second to last group. Yeah, isn't it, for Ayran UK with that tree in front of her?
It certainly is, and it's certainly a factor. What's she going to do? She's going to hit it low left, fade it around the corner. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, not easy to do from only 112 yards as well.
Nice.
Captain under the tree. What a shot.
Yeah, that's absolutely fabulous. That is a superb effort. Not easy to do. Keeping it low, often upslope, going uphill and moving it that much.
And giving herself a birdie putt at the end of it.
Let's go back to 16. Hee Jong Lim leads by 1. Uphill, right to left birdie attempt for a 2-shot buffer. 8 consecutive birdies. Boy, she left it right in the heart. It's a par though, and 17 and 18 to play. It's all she might need. I think right now, if you said, we'll give you 2 pars, and you can take your chances from there, I reckon she'd say, fair enough. I'll just sit back and see what Jin Young can do. So close once again for 3 on the bounce. The sun is shining on her back at the moment. She has the shortish par 4 17th to come. And then that difficult pin, as we saw a moment ago, the back right pin at 18 to close it out. Leading by 1 from Jin Young Ko. Then it's 4 back to Lim Kim, Daeyeon Lee. With 1 to play herself in Ji Chun, Hei Ran Yu and Na Rin An, all there at minus 17.
Conditions today really have been perfect for scoring. Ji Hyun Oh returns a round of 65 to move to 14 under for the championship, and a couple of 66s there from Hana Jang and Yoon Ji Jong. Course is there for the taking. There's another long-range putt for In Ji Chun. She's had a fair few of them today. But I should say it's Hing Young Park. I'm getting confused with my flight socks and my short skirts. The ridge as it tracks down. Just to keep on coming, and this looks very good indeed.
We have seen some golf over the last 4 days here in South Korea. Standing on that green, down the hill, that last section there, so beautifully judged by Park. She will tap in to finish out her week. Enjoy the action here. The LPGA International, 12 under, 69, 70, 67, and a 2 under 70 today. Now let's go back to the tee at 17. With the honour, our leader, Lee Jong Lim. 21 years of age, 22 under par, and has played 70 straight holes this week without making a bogey. Finds another fairway, would angle into that flag, avoids the tree where the fairway pinches in on that right-hand side, and she's just coasting along, absolutely lapping it up.
Just really shouldn't be shaking my head in disbelief, but I am, because every single occasion she's just splitting the fairway and putting good swing after good swing on it. Really taking it to Jin Young Ko, the world number 2, 7 under par on the round. That's going to be awkward. That ball sat down in the rough. Going to be very difficult to judge the distance from there going up the hill.
Once again, the advantage with Hee Jeong Lim. That's on the 17th. We're going to jump now to the 18th hole. Hei Ran Yu. This is a quick putt. Move from her left to right.
Nice.
From where she was, from behind the tree, then went around to find the putting surface. That was a good 4 in the end for Hei Ran Yu. And the setting sun. You get putts here. 18. Daeyeon Lee. Down the hill again. Fairly straight putt though. That might be a key. We'll see in the final group with the title to be decided between Jin Young Ko and Hee Jeong Lim. On at 17. Unable to convert that outside birdie chance there was Lee. It has been quite the weekend for her. As you mentioned, outside the top 30 midway through the third round. Just been pedal to the metal from that point on.
It hasn't. I like this camera angle as well, because you get an indication as to if you don't get the ball back there with your approach at 18, just how difficult it's going to be to judge the speed right on your putt going up and over the hill and then down the other side, and especially with the shadows as well. This was Lydia Ko. This was her second shot into 18 with a hybrid. 7 under par on the round. Very difficult flag to get to for the mere mortal, but not for Lydia Ko. And she will have this putt to be the 6th person to shoot a course record of 8 under par 64.
She's as accurate with those hybrids as she is with her wedge. It's so impressive to watch her, just 24 years old. This for birdie at the 18th hole to finish in style.
Never in doubt. Another 64 here in Busan. Finish at 17 under par. And they are firing 64s at the course like it's just a regular stroll on a Monday morning at the moment. Terrific round from Lydia Ko.
Here's another great round right here from Da-Yeon Lee. Now this putt for a round of 65.
Let's head back to our final group right behind the tree. Well, we saw some magic from Aaron Yu a moment ago with a pretty special shot. A slice around the tree. This will need to be something extraordinary for Mayrin Ahn to get this close.
Yeah, not going to be able to get the curve on it coming out of the rough, so probably just short left of the green, the best she can do. A bad position to leave it. It's going to be an easy chip, but not much else she could do from where she was.
Too much tree. Hop to the other side of the fairway as we saw Hee Jeong Lim from a peachy lie on the centre left of the fairway. And then Jin Young Ko just tugged it a fraction left. There she is on the right-hand side of your screen. Come in from the light fluffy rough. It's going to release. To take that into the equation. To work out exactly what the number is going to be, what's going to be required for Jin Young Ko. Remember, she's one behind, 2 holes remaining.
Only a wedge in hand, but the flag today just 6 paces on from the front edge. Need to land it just short, which she does, as it underneath the hole for around about 12 feet for birdie.
That is brilliant from where she was. There's no other way to describe that. That was not easy, sitting down to get the ball to land right on the dime and stop it below the hole like that. The pressure squarely back on Hee Jeong Lim's shoulders, although she's handled it with aplomb so far.
Well, this could be the tournament right here, Kate, as Hee Jeong Lim stands over this. If he can stick one close, and given what we've seen from her with wedges in hand so far this week, she fires one in close and makes another birdie. Would be almost enough to seal the deal. Wow, having said all of that, that's a real miss. The pressure now goes back the other way.
I was going to say that was about as straightforward a wedge shot as you could get from the fairway. It was only the pressure of the occasion that could get to her there, and not that it was a terrible shot, but certainly not one we expected, and she certainly wouldn't have expected.
Smile temporarily disappeared from her face. She took a while to warm up. She was even par through 5 holes, then started making birdies on 6, 9. Those back-to-back birdies on 14 and 15, but feeling maybe the enormity of the situation. A chance to win what would arguably be the biggest win of her young career. Jin Young Ko is standing potentially in the way with a very makeable birdie putt on 17 after that exquisite wedge.
Up at 18, In-Ji Chun in a 6-way tie for 3rd place at 17 under par. Difficult flag to get to. Hybrid in hand, just like Lydia Ko did. She'll be trying to fade it in from left to right, starting at left. This one not coming back. Green, that's going to be a very difficult 2-putt. Putter may not be enough club to get it back there.
So back to 17. Marvin Arm, nice play from behind the tree. Give herself this look to try and get up and down for par. And in that group, minus 17. Six players currently tied for 3rd. Separate themselves from the pack. Significant increase in prize money. It looks like it will be just a 4 for Nara and Archie. They will have to make birdie at 18 if she is to take solo possession of 3rd place. On the tee, here is Hei Ranyu.
Okay, shot.
Fairway, no trouble though.
To give you an idea of how accurate these ladies are, the average driving accuracy percentage on tour is higher than Jim Furyk, who ranks #1 in driving accuracy on the PGA Tour.
These players are so good. And this is a master class, isn't it? What we're witnessing this afternoon. But it's certainly for Hee Jong Lim, sporting the red jumper, feeling the pressure on the 17. This is for birdie, but off the green, Jin Young Ko is in close. She does have a 1-shot advantage.
It was a nervy approach, and even more so, a nervy putt there from just off the green. Par save here on 17 to stay bogey free and potentially stay in 1-shot lead. Jin Young Ko has a birdie putt coming up, which will have a bit to say about that.
It's hypotheticals, of course, but if Jin Young Ko were to make this and Hee Jong Lim taps in, who do you like going to the last hole, all tied?
Toss a coin because they've both been that good.
Well against Jin Young Ko with her experience, though, the confidence and the swagger that she has around the golf course. Lim still has work to do to make that 4. This is interesting now. Dave Brooker coming in. You notice Dave wasn't helping her read the putt so much on the front 9. Starting to influence the read a little bit more on the back 9. They've talked about this before, that sometimes she can read a bit too much into the line of the putt. Move from her right. Question is how much.
And made 4 straight pars. It'll be a nice time to make a birdie. Nothing but net for Jin Young Ko, and we are tied again at 22 under.
What a birdie from where she was off the tee. And it was definitely advantage Hee Jong Lim after they hit their tee shots. 8 under par for the round, and a birdie at the last. Not only could win at the championship, but also the course record as well. There's still a little bit of work left for Hee-Jong Lim.
Perfect speed, perfect line on a perfect afternoon here in South Korea. Jin Young Ko ties Hee-Jong Lim, who has, dare say, a little more than 3 feet here for par. She has holed out very nicely so far this week. We'll come back to that in just a moment. There is the flag on 18, where it will all be decided in around about 15 minutes time. Coming up, oh, this is some sort of putt.
Now, I mentioned before, I hope she had enough club here with the putter, but it's going to be awfully difficult to get this within a 3 or 4 foot circle.
Now it comes down once again, gathering speed. Won't have enough. Certainly on track. On the right line in Ji-Chun. Bit of work there to do to stay in this group of players, all tied 3rd place at 17 under par. Jin Young Ko watching on. Boy, from side on. Certainly more than 3 feet here for Hee-Jong Lim.
Yeah, and a little bit of movement to it as well. This is a right centre putt.
Another rock solid stroke. And we go to the last. Who wrote this script? Jin Young Ko and Hee-Jong Lim tied together at 22 under par. The 21-year-old, a regular on the LPGA Tour, a chance to jump to the LPGA Tour itself with a victory. But to do that, she has to beat the 26-year-old Jin Young Ko down the last. At the green, it's Maria Jatanagarn, 11 under. Just hasn't been able to get it going today to the extent she would have liked. She's even par through 17. Another long putt, another well-paced putt. But she's been treading water, while those around her have been in speedboats.
There's a couple of drop shots on the front nine for Maria Jatanagarn. She came unstuck, ran in with a couple of birdies on the back nine. Going at the round of 72, but that's heading in the wrong direction. Wow, you need to be in the mid-60s to be making your way into the top 10 on this leaderboard. It's world class.
Been terrific to see Alison Lee back in form this week. It's been 5 years since she's had a top 10. And she's currently in a share of 10th. That guarantees a top 10 for Alison Lee. 15 under par in 9th position. What a sensational week.
67, 71, 67, 68 for a 273 total, and a couple of birdies, big ones at 16 and 18 to finish to jump inside the top 10. Well, on stage at the end of round 2, you'd have said In Ji-Chun will be fighting out this title, but as we said, Saturday and Sunday just couldn't match the pace of Hee-Jong Lim and also Jin Young Ko. And boy, dropping out of a tie for 3rd here, that will be an expensive 3-putt at the last.
Yeah, unfortunate for In Ji-Chun. She's missed a lot of putts to the left, but still an excellent week. Always fun to watch, putting on a great display for the home fans.
She's super popular. They absolutely love her here. She's been under media spotlight ever since she won that first major, the US Open, and stuck around. Love to see her back in the top 10 in the Rolex rankings. More Jatanagan now, looking to close matters on the 18th to stay at 11 under par. Area, her little sister, has just edged her by 2 shots. Area finishing on 13 under for the championship. I wonder if they have a bet going on throughout the year.
Back on the tee. Co-leaders are waiting. Brenda Rock coming off birdie at 17 is Jin Young Ko. Left side of the fairway, third line this pin today, tucked behind the bunkers. Anywhere on the short stuff though is good, and that's fine there for Jin Young Ko. First part of the equation negotiated for her at the tough closing par 4.
Such a good caddy on her back with a huge amount of experience. Dave Brooken had been in this position before, coming down the stretch. The crowd like it. Blasting off with driver on the 18th. And would you believe it, another fairway hit.
Yeah.
She's holding her own.
54 of 56 fairways this week. I'd love to see some statistical history on both the PGA and LPGA tours, because that's got to be close to being an all-time record.
There's one today and one yesterday. It's insane.
The one yesterday was by 2 feet. The one today was by about 6 feet.
Now with the wedge out here, very tightish lie. Zoysia grass behind green at 18. He run you. Let's come down the hill. Left to right, just getting it in motion. Now feeding towards the flag, but charging past. Interesting call to chip that.
Yeah, strange play. I think perhaps maybe a 3-wood or a hybrid, get it rolling across the surface and just get it dribbling, excuse me, onto the green and letting gravity take over would have been the preferred option. She played it well. She actually couldn't have played it too much better, and she still run 8 feet past the hole.
She has had a big week, hasn't she? One of the domestic Korean LPGA Tour players. She knew coming here. Well, she probably doesn't know just how packed it is. And that third place at the moment with Lydia Ko there, Alim Kim, Daeyeon Lee, Na-Rin Ahn also tied at 17 under par. She'll have to make that to stay in that share of third place. Minjee Lee stumbled out of the gates earlier on, double bogey at the first, but boy, it's been quality display from that point on for the player from Perth in Western Australia. This to stay at 14 under. She'll bookend her round with errors, both the first and the 18th. But once again, pretty good week for Minjee Lee. We'll see her, no doubt, in action back in Florida for the last 2 events. The LPGA Tour season comes to a close. The Pelican Women's Championship, the CME Group Tour Championship as well. What a scene that is.
왼쪽 안쪽. 일단 왼쪽 안쪽. 17번 홀처럼 그냥 안쪽 공간 느낌.
Dappled some through the autumn trees here on the 18th. Back down the fairway. How much pressure is there on the shoulders of these two? Hee Jong Lim and Jin Young Ko.
There's a lot of time to think about it. Sometimes you don't want that much time. Thoughts can run through your mind. good and bad, what they ponder their approach into 18. Here's Heiran Yu with a par to stay at 17 under for the tournament. Frustration for her yesterday. Heiran Yu on 18, she stumbled down a stretch of balls. Frustration again today. The 69, 16 under, and the 20-year-old from South Korea. What a dazzling prospect she is, what a talent.
It really has been impressive this week on the big stage. As the LPGA Tour comes back to Korea in this $2 million tournament, one of the more prestigious events on the tour. Danielle Kang had her chances, of course, pretty much until the weekend. Just didn't get it going. The vibe wasn't there. Couldn't get a real flow going. Slow to begin with in round 3. And made bright starts both rounds 1 and 2. NG Lee, she closes with a bogey here at 18. She'll have a chance to catch her breath and then regroup before the final 2 events. They head back to mainland USA. It's a long wait back in the fairway. Does that add to the pressure? The 21-year-old Hee Jong Lim, here she is, just trying to get a gauge for the breeze. It's a long shot in. You can see the flag there tucked to the right edge of that sponsors grandstand behind the 18th, behind the bunkers as well. Tough to get it close. Danielle Kang, she taps in, not the weekend she was hoping for. She was right there in the mix after rounds of 66 and 68 through the early going, but 69-71 over the weekend wasn't going to get it done given how many birdies they have been throwing at the course here in Busan. Well, clear the decks, and it's over to Jin Young Ko and to Hee Jong Lim to fight it out for the win.
I think in this situation, it is an advantage to hit first. And in addition to that, I think for Hee Jong Lim, she likes to hit a little bit of a fade with the hybrid club. The flag being on the right-hand side, Jin Young Ko prefers to hit the ball the other way. I think if you're going, in saying that, I think if you're going to win this here in the 72nd hole, you need to make birdie. I can't see either player dropping a shot. It's actually turned it a little bit the other way.
The middle of the green, if it catches the slope, it could feed towards the flag, but it's going to stay on the top level.
That's still a pretty solid shot. It's not going to be an easy 2-putt from there, but too bad at all. Certainly don't want to short side it to the right.
This looks very good. Will it move round towards the hole? It's trying to, just needed a few legs. So now it's over to Jin Young Ko.
With 10 LPGA Tour wins, 2 majors in her account already. Chance to fire in a hybrid close and snatch it at the last.
Remember, a victory here moves her to world #1 ahead of Nelly Korda.
Just how attacking is she going to be? Firing at the flag brings in a bit of risk. And she's pulled it. Further left all the time, and that will be a difficult 2-putt from there. It is very much now advantage Hee Jong Lim.
You don't see Jin Young Ko drop the club too often. I mentioned it was not an easy flag for her on the right-hand side because she likes to draw the ball, but I didn't expect that one, Kate.
No, but she's got such high expectations. And as we know, she's able to deliver under the most intense scrutiny and pressure, but this time, the occasion getting the better of her. So it's going to be a real tester, as you say. She's a long way away from that hole on this 18th.
Slightly uphill there with the second shot. Just got caught back on the right leg, didn't she?
Yeah, didn't quite get through it. Hung on the back foot, flipped it with the hands a little bit, hence the ball hooked a little bit to the left. But still, she's on the putting surface. It's just going to be a very, very difficult two-putt. If I wanted someone to two-putt for me, it would be Jin Young Ko.
What we've seen so far this week, if I want somebody to one-putt for me, it might be Hee Jong Lim. It's just felt like over the last 3 days, this is her week. Her coming out parade. There'll be some sort of finish if she manages to win here in regulation. Right now, you would say we are destined for playoff. But we have seen some fireworks and dramatic finishes in the past in recent times. On the LPGA Tour, set for another one here.
네, 그리고 세계 랭킹 1위
What a
탈환한
stage it
우리는
is.
고진영
The
선수입니다.
21-year-old from Korea. Jin Young Ko, she's a world star. Number 2 in the Rolex rankings, behind only Nelly Korda, and she'll be first to putt. Despite the long putt she has and the elevation change, not a lot of break in either of these two putts. Maybe a little bit more left to right for Jin Young Ko off the shoulder of that rise behind the green. But Hee Jong Lim will be looking at this thinking, I can roll this down there and just get it tracking, feeding out towards the hole. I have a chance to make this, to take it at the last.
Yeah, it's going to be all about the pace on this final hole, and Jin Young Ko really has got the measure of the green. She was sluggish on Thursday, couldn't really buy a putt, but then rebounded with that 64 on Friday. Really has found her putting boots. Margins are so small when it comes to world-class golf. Hard to separate these two players. Over 72 holes they have. Superb. 22 under par, playing 71 holes. Unfold here on the 18th. Are we going to see a playoff? The second time in this championship. There was one a couple of years ago between Hana Zhang and Daniel Kang. 3 holes it took to determine Hana Zhang as the inaugural champion of this BMW Ladies Championship. We see another one this afternoon.
I think the real advantage Hee Jong Lim has with her putt is that although it's 30-35 feet, she really only has to hit the ball. You see where Jin Young Ko's standing there, how much elevation change on the green there is. It really comes off the back of the green there and slopes quite significantly down towards the hole. Hee Jong Lim's only got to hit the ball about 10 or 12 feet, and then gravity will take over from there. Jin Young Ko, she has, well, 55, 60 feet, so she's got to hit her putt some 40 feet, 45 feet going uphill before it then goes down the other side. So a little like In Ji Chun, it's going to be very awkward to get this within a 3 or 4 foot circle.
So important here to get the speed right as it comes down this change of heights, the back of the green here at 18. Looking at it from side on now. It is quite a drop, some 3 to 4 feet that it goes down before the ball ends up on that same level as the flag here in the back right section of the green.
Once again, Dave Brooker stepping in. By his own reckoning, he says he's an excellent greens reader. He's going to need to be. This player has been #1 golfer on 2 previous occasions. You know exactly how good she is. It's going to test her. Plenty of speed. Wow.
was just about perfect. What a putt from Jin Young Ko. Under the pressure, tied for the lead. That was remarkable. So she will tap it in for a 4 eventually. And the stage is set. The biggest moment in the career, if not the life, of Hee Jong Lim.
This camera angle gives you a good idea of the severity of the slope. She'll be coming down. She's got to put it a good, let's say, 4 feet outside the left edge of the hole.
To win for the first time on the LPGA Tour, trying to become the Korean player who wins for the 200th time amongst all Koreans on the LPGA Tour. A historic milestone for this proud golfing nation awaits. Is it Jin Young Ko or Ji Hung Lim who takes title number 200 for Korea? Didn't have the same speed, or did it? Or thereabouts, yes. Very good in the end. And here, Jong Lim, and we look set for a little bit of extra time here this afternoon.
Yep, don't go anywhere. Those tap-ins will finish on 22 under par. We've got ourselves another playoff.
Last year, Hana Jang and Danny O'Kang were tied at 19 under par. In 2021, or rather 2 years ago, of course, we didn't play last year in the pandemic. 2 years later, it looks like it's set to be another one. Jin Young Ko, Ko taps in first. Out of the way for Na Rin An. What a weekend it's been. Had that chance to break the record for consecutive rounds in the 60s back in round 1. Gloomy, wet, it was cold, and Jin Young Ko fired a 71, but from that point on, she hit the go button.
Well, no matter how many wins you've had or how much of experience that you have had, to go out there in the final group Sunday and equal the course record, that is just phenomenal golf. Really proving why she's arguably the greatest golfer in the world. Certainly the hottest golfer in women's golf at this point in time.
Hee Jong Lim, Ran Yu, and others from the Korean LPGA Tour. Na Rin An, fantastic week. This take out my third. Line for a long way there. Good putt to finish with. She will tap in and finish in the tie for third with Na Yeon Lee, A-Lim Kim, and Lydia Ko. 4 players there, finishing on 17 under. Quite the week. Opened with a 64 to lead everybody back in round 1. And then 3 straight 69s for a 17 under total. And a fairly good payday on Sunday here in Korea for Na Rin An. Two feet remaining for Hee Jong Lim. And we have a playoff. Busan, the BMW Ladies Championship. What a week it has been, and 72 holes over 4 rounds without a bogey for Hee Jong Lim, who will play it off with Jin Young Ko in just a few moments' time to decide this title.
Hee Jong Lim, no bogeys, no 3 putts in 72 holes, and only missed 2 fairways, Kate.
It's really staggering, isn't it? We're scratching our heads here in the commentary box, hardly able to believe the quality of the golf. And there's so much at stake for these 2 players. Hee Jong Lim has a chance to secure LPGA membership, her tour card, which she's always been dreaming of. Jin Young Ko could go back to being the world #1 for the 3rd time in her young career. 22 under, set the mark. But then a whole host of other players who really did turn in some terrific scores on this final day. 264s there from Ailin Kim and Lydia Ko to finish on 17 under, with Da Yeon Lee also a 65 and Na Rin An on 69 for the young Korean golfer. But wow, I mean, it's hard to look at these final scores and just be in awe of the quality of the golf that we've seen over the last 4 days.
Well, the first page of the leaderboard, Kate, at the top 8 players, the combined 45 under par on the round today. Just incredible stuff. I mean, especially for Hee Jong Lim in those last few holes, given what's at stake, there was such an opportunity to really let things slide. I mean, with so much water around, there's certainly danger lurking, but she never let up, never looked like she was going to slip at all, and just continued to put pedal to the metal and finish strong.
Yeah, I think you make a very good point there as well, because it was a sluggish start. You know, she was even par through the first 5 holes, and then Jin Young Ko's in the same group got off to that electrifying start, putting the pressure on early with those birdies on 2, 3 and 4. That she had her head high as she dug deep. It was a gritty performance by Hee Jeong Lim. But I wonder if she would have thought at the beginning of the week she'd be staring at a playoff against Jin Young Ko.
Oh, it has been an amazing week of golf. Hee Jung Lim putting herself on the world stage, whether she wins here or not against Jin Young Ko. She has shown everybody that she's ready for the next step, whether it's entry straight onto the LPGA Tour via a victory here today, or eventually making her way on by other means in the months, if not years to come. But she's going to be around for a long, long time. Started playing golf when she was 8 years of age. She was a winner of Sayuri Pak's Junior Championship back in 2017, a silver medalist in 2018 of the Asian Games as well during her amateur career. And very quickly, after just a few years of playing in the pro ranks, she's shown that she is ready for the big stage. And what a stage this has been in Busan. Down the leaderboard, Jennifer Kupcho there made the track across to Korea, along with Yelimi No, of course, who has Korean heritage. Both of them finishing at 3 under par through 72 holes. Jenny Shin there at -2 with a 69 today to get herself into red figures. 84 players in the field, including a winner just on 3 weeks ago, Ga Yoon Song, who beats Min-ji Lee in a playoff in the Hana Bank Financial Group Championship in the early part of October. Sue Oh from Melbourne in Victoria there with 75 today to finish at even par for the tournament. Leona Maguire, surprising to see one of the Solheim Cup stars produce a bit more this week in Korea. Back end though of a long season and a lot of golf to be played, and there's still more to come, of course, in a few weeks' time with both the Pelican Women's Championship and the CME Group Tour Championship as well to round out the LPGA season.
A little disappointing there for Min-ji Park, the Korean star, number 14 in the Rolex rankings, 6 victories on the KLPGA this year. Thought she may have done a little better this week.
He made a blinding start to the season, those 6 wins coming in the first 13 events on the KLPGA Tour calendar. Hasn't been able to maintain the rage in the second half of the season, but when you've already banked so much early on, she's in fine shape. One of the stars going to 2022 again on a KLPGA Tour. Bronte Law, the Englishwoman, there at 2 over, the 71 today. Sarah Kemp, another of the Australians in the field, towards the back end, tied for 79th. Well, it's been great being in Busan, and we're certainly getting our money's worth as far as action is concerned. We're going to play 73 holes at a minimum. Hee Jong Min has not made a bogey over any of them to this point. The sun setting. They might finish in the shadows down 18. They'll be back down there on the tee once again in a moment. But this is the port city of Busan. Tremendous host city for this event, the LPGA Tour. Once again this year, second time we've played the BMW Ladies Championship. years' time, the world will gather. Expo 2030. The road to connect the world. The Expo in 2030, right here in Busan. Oh, the East China Sea shining in the afternoon sun. Hee Jong Lim and Jin Young Ko will fight it out in the first hole of the playoff. We'll see what happens as far as this little battle, as it turns out, between these two Korean stars, who will bring up win number 200 on the LPGA Tour by Korean players. They'll play 18. If they're locked together, they'll go back down to the 18th tee again, and then they'll head to the 10th. The downhill par 4. Jin Young Ko crunched a drive over the hill earlier today, but only made par. See if they need to go that far to decide this title today. Here we are, back on the 18th tee, Kate.
We are, and what an opportunity it is, Warren, to see Hee Jong Lim take on the might of Jin Young Ko in this playoff situation. Wishing this opportunity, just 21 years old. She's had, but not as many as Jin Young Ko. And the confidence that Jin Young Ko is exuding in this final round, a 64 by the world number 2 to put herself in this position. So self-assured, lots of confidence. She really doesn't stress about much at all, Jin Young Ko.
Hey, I'm Donna, and I'm at LPGA. Nice to meet you. Yes, congratulations. Nice to meet you. Ji-young, congratulations.
축하드립니다.
We'll have a sudden death playoff to determine our winner, and the holes we will play 18, 18, number 10, come back to 18 if we still need to play.
플레이오프 오신 거를 환영하고요. 그리고 이제 18번 그리고 10번 순으로 진행이 되는데 처음 분도 이제 그 승리자가 나오면 곧바로 끝나게 되는 그런 시스템입니다. 알아주시면 될 것 같아요.
18번을 10번을
네.
18번을
맞습니다.
만약 계속 비기면
Jin Young, you had the lower score today. I'll let you draw first to determine the honor. So our order of play will be Jung first, and followed by Jin Young.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
Donna Mummett, the rules official from the LPGA Tour, on the scene to oversee this playoff between Jin Young Ko and Hee Jong Lim. It'll be Lim to play first after Ko draw the second number from Donna. Both found the fairway in regulation here, the 72nd hole. Having only missed 2 fairways all week. It's Hee Jong Lim to get the playoff underway. Confident looking swing rather, and a quick pick up of the tee. Well, she might be swimming in a moment in $300,000 US.
Jin Young Ko's first playoff. All the wins that she's had, just in quite commanding fashion. Founders Cup a couple of weeks ago, she won by 4 strokes. Candia Portland Classic a few weeks ago, that was also by 4 strokes. So this is the first for Jin Young. Likes it.
Once again, just slightly nudging it past Hee Jong Lim, not too much between them. They'll have similar shots coming in to this back right flag as they did in regulation.
It's going to be funny in 2030 when the International Expo is here and all the public come along and take their clubs and they think they can match what the LPGA players have done or come close to it, and they're going to be shooting 25, 30 shots around worse.
Comfortable. Another look. Drive here from Hee Jong Lim. Yet again, fairway splitter. What were the final numbers? 54 from 56 over the 72 holes of regulation play.
Well, to hit 54 of 56 fairways, have no 3 putts or bogeys over 72 holes. It's just incredible golf. Absolutely incredible. Like I said, I mean, it'd be close to being an all-time statistical record, men's or women's game.
Yeah, and she still has the problem of Jin Young Ko standing in her way. It's going to be fascinating to see who deals with the pressure the best.
So far this week, the hole playing just over its average of 4. I dare say playing a little bit more than that today in the back right pin position. Tough one to get to. Taking an enormous risk. I'm going to try and fly it onto that same level as the flag. Just the one eagle. Somebody's holed out from the fairway. What either of these two would give even for a birdie. Jin Young Ko made birdie here at 18 back in round 1 on Thursday, but that was to a vastly different flag. This back right location is the only time it's been used so far this week. They saved the Sunday pin for good reason. It'll decide who takes out the title here in the BMW Ladies Championship. Jin Young Ko trying to win for the 4th time in the second half of the LPGA season. And Hee Jong Lim trying to win for the first time and would gain herself automatic rights immediately on the LPGA Tour. She could decide if she wanted to back up and go straight to Florida to play at least the Pelican Women's Championship in a few weeks' time. But no doubt, given what the local tour has given her so far, I'm sure she'd like to see out the rest of the season here and maybe begin fresh in the LPGA Tour should she win the playoff. Start new in 2022.
And given what we've seen over the last 4.5, 5 hours, you've got to think that it's going to be a birdie that wins this playoff. You can't see either player, given how well they've played tee to green and on the greens, really doing anything silly and dropping a shot.
It's a testing approach. It's going to be a hybrid. They're about 190 back. Not going to be easy unless they're pumped full of adrenaline and believe it's going to be a long iron that's going to get them there. Hee Jong Lim, hybrid in hand. She's going to deal the first blow, put the pressure on Jin Young Ko.
Well, the conundrum here, Kate, is the smart play is 15, 20 feet left of the flag. And you obviously don't want to short side it to the right, but it is a playoff. You've got to think that the other player is going to hit a good shot and that you need to make a birdie to win. So you do have to be aggressive. It started out on a good line.
Catches the slope here, it can feed towards the flag. It will. It's going to just hang there slightly, but a more makeable putt coming up than the one she had in regulation. What a shot.
That was good. And over to you, Jin Young Ko. How are you going to respond to that?
Better line this time. Looking at the flag. Flies on and runs towards the cup. What a shot from Jin Young Ko!
Well, it could be a KO on the first playoff hole.
She hits it to 2 feet. A stunning shot from 173. Talk about putting your foot down when it matters most at the first playoff hole. And now a very serious-faced Hee Jong Lim walks up knowing she probably has to make this birdie putt to stay alive.
This was a terrific shot in here from Hee Jong Lim. We've we've seen group after group come through here and hit it 50, 60 feet from the hole. Many players walking away with the drop shot. She would have felt really good about herself after that approach, and we've spoken time and time again just how good this golf swing is. Stays behind the ball beautifully, lovely extension, great balance. And considering that's sort of a little bit of an upslope, finishing over her left leg absolutely beautifully. Kate, what a shot this was.
Especially her approach at the 72nd hole. She comes up with that. The first extra hole to be almost guaranteed birdie 3. Ji-Hong Lim might need more than a drink of water in a few moments' time when she realises just how close that ball is at Jin Young Ko.
Well, she was determined to make amends for the second shot she hit here only about 20 minutes ago when she hooked it to the left, dropped that club, made sure she got through to a left side that time around, and she's just hit, even for her, best shots of her career.
Nailed down win number 11. LPGA Tour won 2 majors as well. It's down to Hee Jong Lim, you would think, to make this, to keep the playoff going. Around about 25 feet, thereabouts. See if we can give you a good look at it. Slightly downhill. And it's no time to be shy.
Well, the putt being a little bit downhill is probably going to be advantageous for Hee Jong Lim, and you're going to get the ball to the hole. You've got a feel for her, don't you? And then she's just had, even by her standards, she's won 4 times on the KLPGA, but she's had the week of her life this week, just producing statistical brilliance, not putting foot wrong at all in 72 holes, and not even in the playoff hole. She's going to need to hold this 20, 25 foot putt, keep the playoff alive, you would think.
Life-changing moment right now for Hee Jong Lim. This putt, you'll think she must make. Jin Young Ko is in close. There's a 2-foot putt for a birdie. This is also for a birdie for Hee Jong Lim. Searching for her 5th win, but arguably the biggest in her career. This really has to go in. Would have been against Jin Young Ko. Just gets better and better. Pressure and circumstances of the occasion. Even more significant.
Won back in August. LPGA Tour National Shelter High 1 Resort Ladies Open. That was a $500,000 event. This is a $2 million event. $300,000 waiting for the winner. Hee Jong Lim gave it a charge as she had to. Leaks away to the right-hand side, and now Jin Young Ko has a short one for the title.
I think it's still going to be Hee Jong Lim to putt first for her par. She certainly announced herself on the world stage this week, Kate.
Oh, she really has. She hasn't dropped a shot. She has been near faultless. This is a must-make, obviously. Jin Young Ko in close, so this has got to go in for a 4. But she's got to take an enormous measure of pride in how well she has equipped herself over the past 72 holes.
Bogey-free through 73 straight holes this week. It's been a stunning BMW Ladies Championship for Ji-Hong Lim. What she can do now is smile and watch and wait for Jin Young Ko after that unbelievable hybrid shot into this back right pin position. She has this for the win.
And to move to world number 1.
top in Korea and on top of the world. Jin Young Ko, the first extra hole, takes out the 2021 BMW Ladies Championship. What a stunning way to do it. An amazing shot she played to a tough pin the last hole, and she wins with a birdie. She is a champion in every way. Well, it's a win of some significance. Consolations for Hee-Jong Lim as she walks away. She's finished in second place in the biggest event of her life to this point. What a result it has been for her. Jin Young Ko has the 11th win of her career now in her back pocket. She also has the 200th win all-time by Korean players as well. A significant milestone. What a proud moment for her as well, Kate.
Oh, it certainly is. Win number 4 of the season. Her parents are here this week. They would take an enormous measure of pride to see their young girl win again on the LPGA Tour. Nearly got completely doused with the celebratory water. Maybe having a chat with her mum and dad now.
She got a vest.
Yeah, I have it.
And she leapfrogs Nelly Korda at the top of the Rolex rankings. She's now the world #1. That was the scenario. And well, after she opened with that 71 in round 1, a victory seemed like a long shot, didn't it? But she had to equal the course record in both rounds 2 and 4 to do what she's done here this afternoon.
Unbelievable. 21 under par for her last 3 rounds. You know, she said she wasn't thinking about that record on Thursday. It did appear to us like, you know, she was playing with the weight of the world on her shoulders.
I don't know.
It certainly was difficult conditions, but she's proven why she is the best player in the world the last few days.
Including one more birdie.
Will be able to add another heart to that golf bag of hers.
Phone?
What a week it has been. Jin Young Ko. 4th win now in this second
What
half
should I do?
of the 2021 season. You should celebrate, Jin Young. That's what you should do. Have some champagne because you deserve it after this shot. Shot of the week. The shot that sealed the deal. The 26-year-old from Korea. The tour, that is absolutely world class. Stunning shot for an incredible win in the playoff. And well, she had this little nervous one, but no trouble for a player of her caliber. While there are no fans here this week, she has gained plenty more fans around the world with the golf she's played over the last 3 rounds. Absolutely incredible.
I think her ability as well to dig deep. She would have been so frustrated with that opening round of 71, but to bounce back with 64, 67, 64. At the beginning of the week, we were all talking about whether she was going to record her 15th consecutive round in the 60s. Well, she didn't break that record, but she's broken others this week. As the pressure mounted, she got better and better. Jin Young Ko absolutely thriving here in Busan.
They were locked together after 72 holes. Jin Young Ko and Hee-Jong Lim, 64 and 68 respectively on Sunday. Great performance from Hee-Jong Lim to fire a 68, 4 under. Under the pressure of holding the lead, she started the day with a 4-shot lead. Jin Young Ko came out just fire and brimstone, firing birdies at the course early on to set a pace and join her in the lead. She had the outright lead at one stage. Hee-Jong Lim responded. She had the 1-stroke lead with a couple to play. And then Jin Young Ko with a birdie at 17 to get to 22 under and force the playoff after they both made par at the 72nd hole. In a tie for 3rd, Alim Kim, Lydia Ko, Da Yon Lee and Na Rin An there as well. Hey Ran Yu, another of the locals on the LPGA Tour. Fine week, 16 under with the great Ji Chung.
3 course records out of the top 4 players today. The caliber of golf on display was just simply incredible.
got to feel for Hee Jong Lim. Didn't put her foot wrong, didn't drop a shot throughout the day, throughout the week. And still managed to finish second in this championship. But Jin Young Ko, when she gets on a roll, she's unstoppable. Clearly no dominant force in women's golf.
It is time to hear from our winner. Here is Jin Young Ko.
네, 오늘의 주인공 고진영 선수와 함께 있습니다. 오늘 일단 네타 뒤진 2위 그룹으로 시작을 했는데 이렇게 연장전까지 가면서 역전 우승을 했습니다. 기분 어떤가요?
사실 뭐 네타 차였고 또 희정이가 워낙 탄탄하게 기본기가 좋은 선수이기 때문에 제가 열심히 잘 따라가면 2등 정도는 할 수 있겠다라는 생각으로 그냥 좀 편하게 쳤고요. 그리고 제가 사실 지금 연장전이 제가 프로 돼서 경기한 첫 번째 연장전이에요. 그래서 연장전은 어떨까 이런 설레임을 가지고 좀 대회를 마지막 홀을 좀 쳤는데 사실 조금 희정이한테 미안한 감도 있고요. 희정이도 이제 잘해서 제가 희정이가 미국에 왔으면 하는 바람도 사실 있었는데 어떻게 제가 오늘 조금 잘 돼가지고 네 조금 더 운이 좋았던 것 같아요. 네.
You started off 4 strokes behind the leader and you came from behind and won. How do you feel? I started off 4 strokes behind, but I was able to play well because maybe if I play well behind the Hee-jung Lim, I would be able to get the second place maybe, but at the end of the day, it was my first playoff in my professional career, and I was able to capture the win. I feel a little bad for Hee-jung, but I'm sure she'll be able to get to US.
네, 오늘 우승이 더 중요한 게 200승을 완성했습니다. 그런데 197, 98, 99, 200까지 완성을 했어요. 거기다가 세계 랭킹 1위까지 올라갔습니다. 그래서 더 뜻깊을 것 같아요.
사실 어떻게 하다 보니까 제가 마지막 4번 우승을 또 200승의 그런 영광을 제가 안게 되었는데 조금 운이 좋았던 것 같고요. 최선을 다했지만 네, 정말 신기한 우승인 것 같습니다.
By winning this tournament, you've captured 200 wins for the Korean players combined. How do you feel? This was extraordinary win, and I'm just very happy to be able to capture this moment and lift the trophy.
네, 조금 전에 연장전에서 딱 우승을 하자마자 누군가와 통화를 하면서 약간 눈물을 흘리는 모습이 보였어요. 네, 누구랑 통화했나요?
지금도 너무 연락이 많이 와가지고 네, 네.
그럼 좀
주변 지인들
좀 전해볼까요?
지금 제 뒤에 핸드폰이 있는데 지금 굉장히 많이 울리고 있거든요. 그래서 제 지인분들을 비롯한 또 많은 스승님들, 또 선생님들, 또 친구들, 동생들, 후배들까지 많은 연락을 주고 있는 것 같은데 너무 다 감사하고 앞으로 더 좋은 모습 보여드릴 수 있도록 최선을 다하겠습니다.
Any last words for anyone that you want to thank to? I'd like to thank my mentors, friends, parents, and everyone that have supported me throughout my 4 days.
네, 이제 4승을 했고 이번 대회 끝나고 이제 다음 일정이 어떻게 되는지 궁금해요.
일단 미국 대회가 2개가 남았기 때문에 2개를 잘 치르고 올 예정이고요. 또 일단은 한 일주일 정도는 한국에서 머물면서 스윙을 다시 조금 체크를 하고 네, 컨디션을 조금 더 조절을 해야 될 것 같습니다.
네.
What's your future plan for the rest of the season? I have 2 tournaments left in this season, and then I'll practice and prepare well for the 2 tournaments left, and that's my plan for the rest of the season.
네. 자, 일단 한국에서 머무는 동안 또 엄마가 해주는 맛있는 밥도 먹고요. 네, 즐거운 시간 보내면서 편안히 휴식하고요. 우리 마지막으로 멋지게 트로피 한번 들어 올려줄까요? 네.
Jin Young Ko takes out the BMW Ladies Championship. It was Hana Jang back in 2019, so Korea have been on top in the 2 installments of this new championship. And what a week it has been once again here at the LPGA International in Busan. Terrific venue. We've seen low scoring in both editions now of the BMW, and we'll wait and see what happens next time around. We regather here in 2022. Let's take a look at some of the highlights now from the day's play, and coming out very fast. Hee Jong Lim had to counter what Jin Young Ko was doing. She had made 5 straight pars until that rolled in for her first birdie of the day at the par 3-6. Ko was on a tear, wasn't she?
Certainly was. Fast start, couple of birdies in the first 6 holes, then this one at the 7th. Set up another birdie.
And the birdies kept on coming for Jin Young Ko. Yes, those birdies on 2, 3, 4, then 7. And there were more to come.
A difficult par 4-8. Jin Young Ko at this stage to join Hee Jong Lim in a share of the lead. She did that there, terrific at the 8th.
Par 5 9th, Hee Jong Lim. 1 under par on the round. That was the 3rd shot at the par 5, leaving herself 10 feet or so for birdie to get it to 20 under par.
Another excellent putt from Hee Jong Lim. Blistering scoring on this final day.
The holes 12 through 15 have been difficult this week. Tough stretch around the back 9 here in Busan. This, having missed green for one of the rare occasions over the 4 days, almost went in. Hee Jong Lim, she would tap in there eventually, while Jin Young Ko had this for the outright lead for the first time in the tournament. Having come from a long way back after round 1, she suddenly was at 21 under and 1 clear of Lim.
What a shot this was at the uphill par 4 14th for Hee Jong Lim. Very difficult flag to get it close. Using the slope beautifully, 2.5 feet, and she would make a birdie there at 14 after rolling this one in. Joined Ko at -21.
Pressure was right back on, wasn't it, Kate? But boy, what a putt this was.
Oh, it certainly was for Hee Jong Lim. This was to take the outright lead once again. She had lost it. And on a very difficult testing par 5, she took control.
Lim had missed the green at 17 from the middle of the fairway as well, but Ko from the rough found the putting surface, rolled that in. Just like that, we were back level again at 22 under par. The first extra hole, having pulled her approach to the back left corner in regulation, Jin Young Ko stood up and fired one of the shots of the season on any tour to 2 feet to all but seal the victory. An incredible moment here in Busan, and this left having just watched Hee Jong Lim miss with her birdie attempt from some 25 feet. Jin Young Ko rolls it in, win number 11 in her LPGA Tour career and her 4th in 2021. It has been a bumper season for the 26-year-old from Korea.
Yeah, and the 200th win for a Korean-born player on the LPGA Tour as well. Certainly dominating the world of golf as a collective group the last few years, that's for sure. But what golf we saw from the top few players today.
Well, there is no question about that. It has been a fabulous exhibition over the 4 days here. Kate, what a display we saw from Jin Young Ko, but she was given a battle by one of the new stars in the world game.
Oh, most certainly Hee Jong Lim. We can expect to see and hear a lot more from her, the 21-year-old. But Jin Young Ko coming from 4 behind to win in a playoff. Incredible.
Was just remarkable to see what they could do around this tough layout designed by Reece Jones. The Fox, Stone Buddha, no matter what her nickname is, Hee Jong Lim will be around for a long time to come. She has put her name up in lights this week in Korea. She's garnered many fans around the world given what she showed, and I'm sure we'll see her as a regular on the LPGA Tour in seasons to come. But up against one of her heroes today, she had the well, the time of her life, but beaten in the end by the sheer will and tenacity of Jin Young Ko, who just has no quit in her. She came from behind with a big birdie at 17. They were locked together, and then Ko with the victory at the first extra hole. Win number 11 in her LPGA Tour career. Win number 200 for Korean golfers all time on the LPGA Tour. For Ewan Porter and Kate Burton, I'm Warren Smith. It is goodbye from Korea.